celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
I think we have more fun here than really is allowed by law. Don't tell anyone. We love our jobs. Dr. Debbie is answering your vet medical questions. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Joey Villani, the dog father, and animal communicator Joey Turner. Today, Dr. Debbie connecting with us from a super secret animal radio mission. I can't tell you what it's all about because they won't tell me.
It must be top secret.
It is top secret.
Know.
Yeah. Well, they're afraid if they tell Joey or me or Vladi that we're just going to go blab it. So she actually connects incognito, and we'll talk to her in just a few minutes.
KGB style.
It is like a KGB style.
I'll blab. You can't tell me that kind of stuff because I tell.
I know. That's the way I am, too. On the show today, Emmylou Harris will be joining us for the Season of Stars. Nancy Cartwright, by the way, next weekend from The Simpsons. She's Bart Simpson. Yeah, I know. It's a Season of Stars that just will not end. And Stacey Cohen working in the newsroom. What do you got going on, girlfriend?
Would anything that PETA does surprise you?
Absolutely
especially
not.
when it involves sex? Well, guess what? They've launched a new site, PETA.XXX. I'll tell you about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
Yeah, you know what? They really don't surprise me anymore, and I find it hard to get behind anything that PETA does anymore. I think they ruin their message.
They do. They make it too difficult. It's I don't know. I mean, they had good thoughts behind it originally, and they just make it too difficult. Hey, I got a question real quick.
Yes?
I have also a very stupid question to you as well.
Okay, well, let Joey go first, because his question will be shorter.
Does anyone know, as long as I've been grooming,
Yeah.
I've never encountered this, can you get poison ivy from your dog? Because I'm itching my ass off, and I got poison ivy.
Ooh.
And the dog was rolling around outside. I thought he was rolling around in crap, so I picked him up real quick because he just had a bath. And then the next day, I just noticed I got some blotches, and I started scratching, and it started spreading. So I went to the doctor, and he says you got poison ivy. Now I wasn't messing around in the garden this week, so the only thing I can think of is my dog rolled in it and got the oils on me. But I've never heard of that before.
That's absolutely possible, yes.
Yeah, possible. What part of the body you have itching? I just want to make sure you didn't mess around with another girl.
No, it's arms, knees, no private areas. Don't worry, Otherwise, PETA will be calling in.
Make sure.
Put me on that XXX site,
Otherwise, you could put a Russian secret coconut oil on that part, and that would be healed. So next time, do that if you do that.
Yeah, no, you can get it.
Really?
You can get it from your dog if the oils transfer over to you. Now the question is your dog itching?
No.
Yeah.
No, my
Anyway,
dog
we can guess or not.
Okay,
Yeah.
Vladi, what's your question?
I might have a stupid question to the Joe. I just want to ask him: is it possible to teach the regular general folks to groom their dog?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I did every day. I mean, it's not rocket science. Everyone wants to try to make you're friggin' cutting hair. It's all you're doing. It's easy. As long as you're safe and you got some sort of an autistic eye, you'll be good at it.
But why I have a hard time to teach the dog to folks to train their dogs, and you have no problem, to train them to cut their hair. I'm
definitely going to say it's definitely not no problem, but it's like you. If you work with them a little bit, and once they catch on, they usually excel quickly after that. It's the same thing. Once they catch on a little bit and they understand, the mechanics of it, then it's like everything else. It's like riding a bike.
I think it's about coordination. You guys cannot believe. I had one client. He's truly a brain surgeon. I don't know who gave him that license, because I would not trust him even put a shot in the dog's butt. He was so discoordinated in the dog training. He could not do anything here. I'm not sure how he does those surgeries. Unbelievable.
Well, let me ask you, when you go to someone's house and train their dogs, do you find it difficult for them, or do they usually pick it up easy?
No, I think that people have a number one problem to become the alpha. I see the alpha problem in almost every household. That's number one. Families don't know who is in charge. In general, they play in democracy. They tell me everyone is in charge. Well, I tell them if everyone is in charge means no one. So the dog doesn't know.
How about the guy with the biggest stick in the house, the biggest stick, you chase everyone around.
It should not be the guy. I mean, we're not here to selling the guy needs to run the house or wife needs to run, but somebody needs to lead and somebody needs to follow.
celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
And your dream tune. Dr. Debbie answering your vet medical questions. She's connecting today live from a super secret animal radio mission. We don't know what it is. They won't tell us. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Mika, the perfect dog. Dog father Joey Villani. Animal communicator Joey Turner. And Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, screening calls today. And Emmylou Harris is going to be joining us in just a few minutes for the Season of Stars. Joey Villani, what are you working on today?
I'm going to talk about whether you should clip your dog's pads or you shouldn't, or your groomer should or shouldn't, I should say. So this is an important one, so listen.
Okay. Stacy, what are you working on?
Well, if you have a lab, you know that they will eat just about anything. And, you know, labs are used for search and rescue. They're really smart dogs, seeing eye dogs. They're a number of things. But did you know they also are used to detect whale poop? I'm serious. They help in a study. I'll tell you about it. Coming up on Animal Radio News.
I have just one stupid lap in my house for the boot camp. That lap is jumping in my van with a closed door and just bump of my van door like a bounce back. Look at that on my Mika and say, "I'm sorry, Mika. I was thinking it's open." And Mika, look at him. Are you dumb, lap? I would never do that.
It must be pretty intimidating to be a dog around Mika. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you know.
A dog around Vladi, period. Yeah.
You know, we say about dumb lab among the trainers, not just because they're stupid or dumb, but because they're bulletproof. Typical lab can run through the glass door not realizing there is the glass door because that's what they need to do in the hunting for the hunter. So, and you know, lab, you know, even Hale can stop by with American cheese or Russian kielbasa and just say, "Okay, whatever, Max, let's go." And he's still wagging. "Okay, he will go with you. Try to do it to the Mika." It's not going to happen. So that's why I stay with German Shepherds.
On the way, Emmylou Harris joining us for our Season of the Stars. The studio's kind of different today. We have Judy, who's in Los Angeles today. She's not screening calls, so I have Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, screening calls. Judy is having her fifth or sixth grandchild, something like that. And
I think it was 4 just a few minutes ago.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out how many. And then, of course, you, Dr. Debbie, you sound a little different today because you're not in studio. You're actually broadcasting live from a super secret location. There's a lot of testosterone in the studio. It's just me, Vlade, and Joey. And Stacy's locked herself in the newsroom. Hi, Marcella. What's going on?
Hi. Yes, I have a situation with my dog. He likes to pee in his bed. I've washed the bed. I've put, like, the deterrent on it so he won't pee, but he will pee, and then he'll sleep in the same bed, and he'll even pee in his covers.
Is he awake when he's doing that, or is he sleeping and he's leaking?
No.
He's awake.
Yeah, he's awake when he does it. Like, I've seen him, like, about to do it, and I'll say, "Stop, no." And he will, like, stop at that time, but then somehow I'll come back to his bed, and he'll go next to the side of the bed.
So what the breed?
He's a Chihuahua.
Oh, my God. Okay. What age?
He's 2 now. He started doing it probably about 6 months ago.
Okay. So this will be almost like a cat.
No, he's not neutered.
Oh, my goodness. Send him over here.
That's your favorite. I know, Dr. Debbie, why you so hate that testosterone things? I mean, you're a female. You should love testosterone, but you're cutting those testicles. Go ahead.
I like a clean house, too. And number one thing, if I hear a client call or say that their doggy is peeing in the house and it's a male dog and it's not neutered, you know, those hormones are very powerful things. And the desire to mark the house and home and claim his territory is very strong. So that would be my first recommendation, and I think Vlad could probably take it from there.
Yeah. No. I really support you on that, and I believe this would be first stop to take care of the issue, and hopefully you're not against that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so it's happened in my practice. It's happening many times. As a matter of fact, the dogs pee on something which is very important, sometimes on their owner. Yes, Dr. Debbie, I recently had one very beautiful and sexy lady, and the dog was English Bulldog, and while she was talking me whole life stories about its behavior, that dog lifted his leg and urinated on her.
That happened to me.
Because he thinks you're his bitch. he basically was telling me that, Vlad, I'm not sure what you're talking about here.
I did that though, not this one.
Yeah, but that's what the dog said. The dog think you are in his possession, and that dog bed in his possession too. He's kind of marking it. It could be many subjects, but I would number one, I would take care of the testicles. Number two, I would rid of this bed. It's gone. Okay. It's done. You cannot recover it, of course, unless you're using. Simple solution basically makes the it calls laundry powder or tablets. You can add it and wash it with that. That will hopefully kill all that sand. But I would get the new dog bed anyway. Okay. And after that, I would put some time in the training, because it takes time, doctor, when the testosterone drops off. So you have to make sure, because this marking behavior driven by testosterone, but testosterone enhanced dog's social status. So you took care of the cause as far as cutting that part. Right. And the second thing, you gotta
show him. You can say it, Vlada. You can say cut the testicle off. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. I try to be politically correct, for the last in a while.
Why start now?
Yeah. Okay. Cut those heck of testicles anyway. So no testicles, no problems. Okay. So yeah, and after that again, you should drop his social status by doing obedience training. Simple thing like collar and leash, walking from the house, sit, stay, calm down, no jumping on the bed, no sleeping in your bed. Allowing the dog sleep with you in your bed is like allowing the man sleep with you. From that time, he's never gonna listen to you. The same thing as the dog. If you elevate him vertically, you elevate him socially. That's what the dogs think.
So he sleeps in his own bed, and I put him up at night so they don't sleep with me at bed. And I walk them, so it's not like I don't walk them. I do walk them.
No, he walks you probably. What I'm telling you, you have to walk in structures. It means you have to have a training collar and leash. If you want to use that harness, it's okay for me, unless it's going to be no pull harness, something like that. But don't allow him go ahead of you. Just snap the leash a little bit. Make sure letting him know that house is yours. Working inside the house where the bed is, you indirectly telling him you're the boss. And another thing what I would do, I would start to feed. I would put his food bowl next to the bed, new bed, because the dogs don't like to pee and poop in the area where they pee and poop. So naturally, even when he finishes feeding, if his feeding bowl is still next to the bed, he magically is not going to pee on that bed. If it's still going to be a problem, I will move to the next extreme cases. I will start to spray that bed with the products Stay Off. You can find them, you can even use citrus deodorant.
It's just cheaper to buy a new bed, it sounds like.
Yeah, but so that what I would do everything together.
Thanks for your call today. We wish you the best of luck with that. We do follow up, so if you need a follow up, give us a call toll free at 1-866-405-8405. This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Stella and Chewy's. Here at Animal Radio, we can be pretty picky about selecting a healthy food. If you're a regular listener, you know that Ladybug is one finicky diva. So when we got a sample of Stella and Chewy's, well, the healthy ingredients were there, but would she eat it? Yes, she loves it. For over 3 years now, she's been eating Stella and Chewy's. And you can get the official food of Animal Radio Studio Stunt Dog by visiting StellaandChewy's.com. We also make a great cat food, too.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
This is Judy from Animal Radio. For months now, I've been telling you about the Stella and Chewy's dog food. Now I want to tell you about their cat food, made with 100% raw meat. And just like all Stella and Chewy's products, these dinners are made without grains, fillers, artificial preservatives, colorings, sugar, or salt. They come in 4 flavors: Chick Chicken, Super Beefalicious, Charming Chicken and Beef, and Yummy Lickin' Salmon and Chicken. Visit their website at StellaandChewy's.com. That's Chewy's, CHEWYS.com.
Oh no, a storm! Where's my thunder shirt? I need my thunder shirt. It hugs me, keeps me calm during storms, otherwise I freak.
Here, boy, let's put on your thunder shirt.
Oh, that's much better. Hey, folks, if your dog or cat's like me and scared of noises, traveling, or vet visits, or being left alone, try Thunder Shirt. It's the easy, drug-free way to keep them calm. For only $39.95 with a money-back guarantee, don't be afraid to try one. Buy a Thunder Shirt now at pet stores or at thundershirt.com.
You love your pets, but should anything ever happen to your furry friend, could you really afford it? With pet insurance from ProtectYourBubble.com, you can get up to 90% reimbursement for covered charges. Use any licensed vet and cancel at any time. Let us help you care for your pet with pet insurance that covers accidents and illnesses. Visit ProtectYourBubble.com for a quick quote or call us at 855-792-7387. That's 855-792-7387. Underwritten by United States Fire Insurance Company. Coverage may vary by state.
Why read a newspaper in the age of the internet? Because you take the time to think things through, like your love of animals. You want to know where your voice and donations can be most effective. Animal People is the newspaper for people who care enough about animals to give real thought to how best to help animals. Request your free sample copy at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
Hi, I'm Ed Asner. You're on Animal Radio. Spay or neuter your animals, you dummies.
You have to translate for dumb Russian.
One 866-405-8405. It's cute. Vlade is getting a lesson on how to groom Mika from Joey Villani right now. And
I hate to do that because, I think everyone needs to stick to its own business. One mistake I make on the nails and I will be done, Mika gonna be afraid. So I let just Joey Villani to take care of her nails.
Joey's a pretty good teacher. Are you a good teacher, Vlade?
Yes, I'm an amazing teacher. But you don't want to be my student because you will be sweat. I had a few students in my life. All of them quitted on me.
He made me sweat trying to train my dogs, but he's the best. He is. He's the best.
I got a
He's a who. We got Vlade.
Yeah. I got a little flop sweat too.
It's just my strive for excellence is beyond belief. It's like a gymnastic Russian teacher or, figure skater. I mean, we're crazy when it comes to the quality.
You are a perfectionist, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. We have Shirley on the phone to talk to Vlade. Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
What's going on?
How are you?
Good, Shirley. How are you?
Well, I'm in a dilemma. I don't know exactly what to do. I have a adorable miniature poodle. I've had him since he's 2 months, 2 days old. And it's an elongated story, but I'm going to try to make it very short.
Yeah.
When he was a few years old, I met this trainer in a vet's office, and she seemed very nice. She was taking two dogs to the children's hospital. They did little tricks. I have never actually trained a dog except for myself. I never had a trainer, but I thought it would be cute.
Sherry, hold on one second.
Yes.
1 minute is already gone. We are not even close to the point, so I really want to help you.
Anyway,
so why don't you start with the question?
A long story short, she let my dog go when she wanted to walk him. And
he never come back?
No, she just let the leash go, and he ran all the way up the street, and he broke his leg. And lucky he didn't do anything else. Anyway, it changed him. The vet that we went to, his leg is fine, but the only thing is, after a while, he wouldn't let me do all the things that I did. Brush his teeth every night, groom him, bathe him. I always did all of that myself. So I take him to a groomer. She does all of that, but I style him.
Okay.
And
so your question is?
He nips.
Okay.
He
nips when you do what?
He's very sweet and lovable and kisses, but he will nip if he doesn't like me to do anything. That's
Got it.
Has to do.
Got it. And when somebody knocked the door, he barked like AK-47. Yes.
No. He doesn't. He's not a barker.
You sleep with him in the bed?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, guilty. You let him jump on the furniture?
Yes, he does. He doesn't.
Okay, he has a free feeding. He has no scheduling. You feed him all the time?
Oh, no. No, he gets his meals, and he sits before I tell him to go eat his food. He sits and waits.
Okay, so you're basically violating just a few things. You're just not supposed to sleep with him, that's for sure, and not jumping on the furniture, that's for sure. Joe, what do you think the problem is? I think that lady is not the alpha. I think that dog is thinking at a certain circumstance, I can allow her to touch me. Under certain circumstance, I don't, because he's accepting her authority.
It sounds like to me that she's letting the dog get away with certain things, and I also think since the dog got hurt that possibly it's the sorry factor where you and tell me if I'm right that you feel real sorry for what happened. So the dog, it sounds like it could be a little bit spoiled as well.
Excuse me. My mother had dementia, and there was a different atmosphere in the house for over 3 years. And there was a lot of crying going on, and it was a different atmosphere for him also. Yeah,
but just because it was different atmosphere, he was very busy and distracted.
Right.
You definitely, didn't have too much time to devote, just discipline him or setting the structures. You felt bad for him. It's natural. It's not because you're bad. We're not trying to blame you. As a matter of fact, we're so appreciative, so you're calling us because I know the solution. I just want you to understand the root cause. And the root cause is this. Your dog confused your kindness for weakness. Dogs live in the present. They don't live in the past. They don't live in the future. I've seen many dogs who truly was abused, and the people were complaining, telling me the present behavior. It's not your case, I understand. I just let the other folks know. So the people were connecting the past behavior with the present, and it's not. I've seen really abused dogs, and they were sweethearts in the present. And I know the dogs who never been abused, they act like vicious dogs in the present. Look, here's the solution I would do for you if I would be your trainer. Number one, I would get Yorkie's leash or any string, 6 foot, but I like to Yorkie's leash, very thin leash, so you would need to attach to your dog and to the collar, and let your dog drag this line all the time when she's home and you're home. When you're not around, you have to disconnect it. So in this situation, you should never endanger yourself. If you want to communicate with your dog, you should use, you say calm, or for instance, dog jump on the furniture. You should really consider my suggestions, because if you're elevating your dog vertically, you're elevating your dog socially. And if the dog think you're his roommates, you're living together, you're equals, you're never gonna get he's not gonna get any authority, he's not gonna get any commands from you. He will always allow you to be petted. It's very classic what you just telling me. I see what you're saying, I see it all the time. The dogs like yours, very smart, very manipulative. They're almost like a terrorist. They are using weapon of fear. They're nice dogs under certain circumstance. You pet me when we want, but this time I don't want, let me show you. And they know as soon as they start to growl, you will back down, and they're winning, and that's behavior keep rewarding with you or somebody else. So you have to break that vicious cycle. You start to win, and the dog needs to start to lose. That is why that long line would be very important, dragging around. Make sure when you're not home, you have to be disconnected so the dog is not going to get tangled or something like this. So that's going to be like safety. I never grab that dog by the collar. I will step on the rope. I will reinforce it with the leash. When the dog comes, I always use positive reinforcement. I gotta give him good boy, give him treats and things like that. I really would do training with this dog. I would get maybe star in the sky, star mark dog collar for small dogs. And I want to do a little bit training. Sit, stay, walking dog around the house would be really helpful to show you're the boss. It's almost like marking your territory, Joe, without spraying around. And that's what I would do. And at the end of the road, if he still shows any bad nipping, of course, I would use my favorite Pet Convincer. You can Google it. Pet Convincer. It's an air spray device. He shows a little bit nipping attitude. You push the button, naming to the shoulder. Its air comes on the run, like this, it's going to startle him. But if you do the proper way of handling, if you limit his privileges, if you do obedience training, if you have a management tool as the leash, you have full alibi to use pet convincer when he does something bad. That's everything together will work for you. And thank you so much for calling and sharing your story.
Hold on, I got a question. Do you ever bring those privileges back? I mean, can the dog ever go back on the furniture or in the bed, or do you not believe in that? I mean, once you break them of the habit.
I know yourself. You're sleeping with your dogs all over, and let me just hook up from this.
And it's a problem in my household. Yeah,
I know. So. I will talk to you off the air about this, because you know how one day I came into your home and your dogs were 10 times worse than that lady's dogs, barking nonstop and everything, and your wife was telling me, "Oh, that's okay. They normally usually doesn't behave. It's just because of you." Of course, because they felt my authority. But look, every
they
teacher
all look
knows.
good, didn't they?
Yeah, every teacher knows. You take the class, you become authoritative. You class follow along, you can become more flexible, but you cannot eat your cake and have it too. You can hear a lot. Oh, little changes will make you big benefits. No, people. Little changes will bring you little benefits. Big changes will bring you big benefits. That's why when the Bloody talks, everyone is listening.
Very good.
Go to the next client.
1-866-405-8405. This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Thundershirt. If your dog or cat is afraid of noises, vet visits, or being left alone, Thundershirt's constant gentle pressure is the simplest solution for calming them. It's easy to use, drug-free, and only $39.95. Buy yours at pet stores or thundershirt.com. Let's go ahead and give one away right now. If you have a scaredy cat or scaredy dog, 1-866-405-8405 right now for a Thundershirt.
They really work, you know. Because I bought one and I put it on my dog, and it really, really worked. I mean, I was shocked.
Hi, it's Alec Cable with today's dog tip. So you've done your homework, you're ready to make an incredible commitment, and get yourself a puppy. You know the responsibility you're taking on, and you've thought long and hard about what kind of puppy you want, and how best to pick him or her out. Or did you? When I met my lady, my last dog was a well-behaved, well-socialized grown adult. He passed, and she wanted a puppy. I tried to prepare her for the storm that was coming. She said she understood, and so a very lucky stroke. My neighbors got together, a lab and a shepherd, and they had puppies. Now this was great because it enabled me to do some incredible preparation and homework. Firstly, I could observe the puppies as often as I wanted, and when they got older, I could take a couple at a time and visit my backyard. So let's talk about picking out puppies. You know, when you go to the supermarket, you just don't pick up any cucumber and stick it in your cart. No, it's gotta be a beautiful green cucumber, crisp and ripe. Many people just pick out puppies or dogs just based on how they look. But shouldn't you ask yourself what personality traits you'd most like to see in a puppy? And whether or not you want a smart dog. The best way to gauge a puppy's intelligence is to observe him. Puppies have very short attention spans. They can't focus very long on anything. Kind of like guys when you're talking about your relationship. They're on to the next thing before you can snap your fingers. So if you observe a puppy that can focus for 10, 15 seconds on an object or anything, that's a great sign of intelligence. Also, watch how the puppy interacts with the other puppies. Does he leave the pack occasionally, go off on his own to explore? Or does he always cling tightly to the group? When he plays, is he dominant or is he submissive? And watch how his mother corrects him when she doesn't like the behavior. Usually grabbing him by the neck with her teeth or pushing him down to the ground. That's another important thing to observe, how a mother corrects bad behavior in her pups. You're going to be doing a lot of correcting when you bring your puppy home. Okay, so to be prepared for your first night, your dog is going to wail and whine all night long. My wife wanted me to return him the next day. He's away from his mother and his litter mates for the first time. He's scared. He's in a strange environment, and he's calling out to them, and more than likely he'll do it for a week or two. Do yourself a favor and get a crate, and we'll be talking about crate and potty training next time.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Natural Balance Pet Food, the finest food you can buy for the health of your pet. No matter which line of Natural Balance Pet Food you choose, you know it will truly be the food for a lifetime. Visit www.naturalbalance.net to learn more.
This is an Animal Radio News Update.
I'm Stacey Cohen for Animal Radio. Well, PETA and sex, they go hand in hand, so to speak. Of course, PETA is known for using those controversial methods to bring attention to animal issues, and they've launched a new site, PETA.XXX. It's a sexy website, features some porn stars, former porn stars maybe, I don't know. I don't know if these guys are still doing porn. Ron Jeremy, I've heard his name years ago. That guy still works. Jenna Jameson, Rose McGowan, and the controversial Sasha Grey. The animal rights organization is attempting to raise awareness for animals. Although some might question PETA's unorthodox strategy, the site offers a lot of important information on animal welfare, and it might prove to be educational for many. The site's relatively work-safe, so if you're looking for something intense under the hardcore video section, well, you might be in for a little surprise. There was a study published in the online science journal PLOS One, and it was the first to use scat detection for dogs. Now, what they do is they find feces of endangered killer whales for research. Tucker, who's a black lab in the study, was able to detect the endangered whale poop from as far away as a mile. Tucker did his job by just boarding a small boat, lingered near the whales. Scientists use this technique to determine the levels of stress and hunger hormones in the feces so that they can analyze the effects of stress on malnourished orcas. Now, according to the study, the approaching boat season stresses out orcas, but not more than being underfed. And these beasts are hungry because there are not enough salmon to sustain this already declining species. Catherine Ayers, she's a lead researcher from the University of Washington, said in a news release that whales are often difficult to study because they spend 90% of their time underwater. I would think it would be hard. Can we just talk poop for a second? Put your food down if you're eating. I don't want to disturb that. But seriously, think about a goldfish. And when they go to the bathroom, I know it's different than a whale, but isn't it the same kind of thing that comes out of them? It doesn't come out like a horse. It's got to come out kind of squishy and moves around or something. It's amazing that a dog can detect it and find it. Although my lab eats just about everything, so who knows? Okay, moving on. It's foxtail season, and a booming one. Foxtails are seed-ons. They're produced by a number of non-native grasses, kind of like a torpedo shape. It's got little barbs, and it sticks to anything that they come in contact with, including fur on animals. They also can get into a dog's ear canal, and they then continue to burrow down towards the eardrum. They can even penetrate through the eardrum and cause severe ear damage and infection. As one might imagine, it's pretty uncomfortable for your dog, and the ear, however, is one area, but you can also get in between their toes. So you want to make sure this is the time of year when they're out and about, and it can really irritate your dog. So just keep an eye on them, and if you're in an area where there's a lot of foxtails, watch out. You don't want to have to go to the vet and have them taken out. I've had to do that with my dog. I'm Stacey Cohen. Get more animal breaking news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update. Get more at animalradio.com.
It's Animal Radio, celebrating our connection with our pets. 1-866-405-8405. That's toll free to Dr. Debbie, Vladi, the world famous Russian dog wizard, dog father Joey Villani, and animal communicator Joy Turner. And, Mika. Down, Mika. Mika's a little feisty today, don't you think?
Yeah, she just get insulted you did not introduce her today.
I'm sorry, you know what? And before I introduced Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, so why don't I just go ahead and introduce Mika? We just know her as Mika. She doesn't really have like a stunt dog title or anything like that, but she is the most well-behaved dog that we know.
Mika the Perfect.
There you go, Mika the Perfect. And speaking of perfect, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Villani with our tip of the week, brought to you by Wall, because dogs are one of the most intelligent animals. It's no wonder that Wall pet clippers are the #1 choice for dogs and their owners. Wall blades provide better grooming results, and you'll look smart for saving money. Visit Wall at WAHLpet.com. Ladies and gentlemen, all bow, please, for Joey Villani.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much there, Hal. You're just so kind.
Can I get up now?
Hey, listen. Yeah, you can get up. Hey, I got a good question this week on the website, and it was, I had a woman ask, why does my groomer, want to clip the, hair in between, the pads of my dog's feet? And I know we discussed it before, but we really never discussed, why.
Excuse me, between the legs?
But no, not between the legs, between the pads of the feet, on the bottom.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Some dogs... No, not between the legs. That's private now. Whatever you do at home, Vladi, I don't know. Anyway.
How many complaints were received last week because of Vladi? Okay. Go ahead.
we domesticated dogs, and we changed their coats. I mean, it's taken thousands of years to evolve into the coats that we have today. So because of this, pets' coats don't work the way they probably originally would as the original wild dogs, where coat would automatically shed out and new growth would happen. Basically, when we develop all these pure breeds and change their coats, some of the coats don't shed out, like your long flowing coats, Lhasas, Shih Tzus, Malteses. The pads of the feet in those dogs, it doesn't shed out. So what ends up happening is, you got to understand, dogs perspire through their tongue and through the pads of their feet, so it gets wet. So that's a lot of times you'll see dogs chewing at their feet because it gets irritated. When those type of dogs, the hair gets wet, what ends up happening, it mats up in the pad. Now, that'll get as hard as a rock. So what'll happen is, we talked last week on the show about cutting a dog's nails, and that'll stop them from walking because it's uncomfortable. Well, this also will. Maybe not as serious as that would, but because it becomes uncomfortable for them to walk on, you have to clean that out. The other thing is what it does, it lets them... It lets them perspire better, because you know what? The water and everything is not, or the sweat I should say, is not getting trapped now in the coat itself. So that moisture is not staying there building up, because also what happens, it's almost like athlete's foot. A fungus builds up, and you'll have dogs then start to chew on it. So you want to get that out of there and make sure that your groomer is doing it. Now, there are dogs out there, like, for instance, Mika, your German Shepherd, Vladi. Her coat will shed out automatically. Well, besides, yes, she don't have to get her pads done because it's going to shed out automatically. So dogs that have short shedding coat will come out automatically. Now, just because your dog sheds, don't automatically think that's going to happen with your dog. It has to be a short coat. Like long-haired German Shepherds, well, you want to know something? The hair on their pads can grow long enough where the dog can actually walk on it. The other thing that happens is,
hold on, quick question. A lot of my clients, and I'm sure some people from your side also keep asking, is it possible by using some type of nutritional supplement stop shedding? And I'm telling that's not. You can reduce it, but you cannot stop. Is it true?
It's natural process. You listen. You don't never want to stop. You don't want to stop your dog from shedding, because you're stopping the natural process of your dog's coat. You want it to shed out. You want new growth to come in. That's healthy process. When you try to do something
against the mother nature,
change the pattern of, that's exactly what you're doing. You're changing what Mother Nature basically, has designed for dogs. And we've done that. When we domesticated them, we changed a lot of things. So you don't want to stop shedding.
Joe, so all those products which is claimed to stop shedding, it's BS, yes? I'm glad we're not advertising.
No, I'm not going to say it's BS, because some of them do work. But I don't know if there's any long-term, problems that could happen after it. Now, the shampoos and conditioners that say that they do it, basically what they do is they lubricate the coat a little bit easier so you can comb it out easier. That's all that does. But you have supplements that actually say that will reduce the amount of shedding. Honestly, I don't know what the long-term effect is, but it's natural process to shed. Listen, if you're going to go out and you're going to get a dog, well, listen, you got German Shepherds. You have to accept the fact you're going to have hair in your house. You're going to have hair on your carpet, on your clothes. That's part of it. That's part of owning a pet.
Yeah, it's like you're telling me, accept the aging process, which is very hard for us.
It is hard for us, but we really can't change it. We'll try to, but it doesn't change. It's the same thing.
Never take the word no, especially from Americans. So I'm not sure if I got this point from you right now. I will still try.
I'm not following you there. What do you mean never say the word no? Go ahead, say it.
I'm not used to take the word no, and you said no, you cannot stop it. No, I'm kidding. I agree with you. We cannot stop it. We can delay it. We leave it on that and just follow your tips.
Absolutely.
I still didn't understand what you're talking about today, so go ahead.
Well, it's because you changed my whole tip there. You went from bed to feet to shedding. But that's okay. I think, Cal, I got my point across, right?
I think so. I think you did.
But you know what? I like Vlade's questions because it makes you think.
It does.
I actually, no, I'm serious. They're good questions, Vlade, because you know what? It's like me asking you training questions. Everyone has that question on mind, but maybe they don't want to ask it. So ask away, my friend. Ask away.
Yeah, that's what I was asking my teacher back in Russia. Why, if a socialistic system is better than capitalistic, why we in Russia had 3 sausages and Americans had 25? And she looked at me in the same way like you look at me now, and just basically eye contact was like, you want me kill you now or wait when the class will be over?
1-866-405-8405. Joey Villani's tip of the week. All these tips over at the website at animalradio.com. We're going to the phones next.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too. Some people teach their dog to sit, maybe shake hands or catch a frisbee. But a New Jersey woman tried to teach her dog how to dial 911 and ended up in a lot of trouble. Sylvia D'Antonio admitted placing 3 late-night 911 calls to the Parsippany, New Jersey Police Department. The police dispatcher was alarmed because when the calls were picked up, the only communication was heavy breathing. The calls were traced and 3 squad cars raced to D'Antonio's home, only to find her trying to teach her German Shepherd how to call for help. The police were not amused and slapped her with a summons for disorderly conduct. Maybe she should have tried teaching him how to order a pizza first. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio. Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
Warm weather is here, and your dog is ready to trade in its winter coat for a summer haircut. Wall Pet Clippers are the #1 home grooming choice for dogs and their owners because Wall's precision ground blades cut hair without pulling or snagging. Grooming your dog at home is safe, easy, and it helps you save money. So show how much you care. Cut your dog's hair with a Wall Clipper. Visit Wall, WAHLpet.com.
Provide your pet protection from biting pests with an easy once-a-month application. Advantage 2 quickly kills fleas within 12 hours on cats and dogs. Canine Advantage 2 for dogs only repels and kills ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, repels biting flies, and kills lice. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are waterproof and kill all flea life stages. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are available at your veterinarian or favorite pet specialty retailer and are registered trademarks of Bayer.
Hi, I'm Dick Van Patten.
And I'm Jimmy Van Patten.
And we're here to talk to you about our new line of Alpha grain-free dog and cat formulas. And we've been the leaders in grain-free nutrition with our LID formulas before grain-free became a trend.
Our new grain-free Alpha formulas combine multiple high-quality proteins at balanced levels with unique fruits and vegetables for vitamins and antioxidants.
For more information on Alpha and all of my dog and cat food formulas, visit naturalbalanceinc.com.
Do you love cleaning the litter box? I didn't think so. Fortunately, you can solve your litter box problems with a free bag of World's Best Cat Litter. It's the only litter that uses whole kernel corn to clump quick, scoop easy, and safely eliminate pet odors. And because it's made of 100% natural ingredients, World's Best Cat Litter is pet, people, and planet friendly. For a limited time, you can go hassle-free for free with a mail-in rebate. To get your free bag, visit www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/animalradio. Animal Radio, toll free, 1-866-405-8405 to connect with the Dream Team. Animal communicator Joey Turner, dog father Joey Villani, Vlade, the world famous Russian dog wizard, and Dr. Debbie, all here. Actually, Dr. Debbie, she's off at a super secret Animal Radio mission, but she'll still be answering your calls today. Emmylou Harris will be joining us for the Season of Stars, a fine musician as well as a dog lover. I believe she has her own rescue, too. And we'll talk to her in just a couple of minutes. Right now, it's Joanne's turn. Hi, Joanne. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I understand you want to talk to our animal communicator, Joy Turner, and she's right here.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Joanne. How can I help you today?
I have an 11-year-old Tasha Jean. So she's older, but not old. And she just seems depressed lately, and I'm more about her. I do take her to the vet, so, I mean, she says everything's fine, but I thought, is there something she wants to tell me? Is she okay?
And she dog or cat or what?
Oh, I didn't tell you. Sorry. She's an 11-year-old female Australian Shepherd, a dog.
Okay, fine. Oh, and she comes to me. She gives me such a gentle, loving sigh. She's such a loving little girl.
Yeah.
She says that she's not worried about anything. She thinks you worry about her. And
I do.
She's not worried about anything. She says she thinks she's doing okay. She's just getting older, and she recognizes that she's older, so she's not having a real issue with it. She says every now and then it's like somebody wraps something around her middle, and she has a hard time taking a breath every now and then. Like she has to focus on it more. It takes a little more effort to draw it in.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to talk either to our Dr. Debbie or to your own vet and see what that might be. It might be just hardly even the beginning of something that maybe tests couldn't pick up. Sometimes bodies will do that. And maybe it's something that if you give them something to look for, they can give you an idea of what might be going on with her. But she's happy.
Do you have any idea if it would have to do with a chiropractic adjustment? Because I do get her chiropractic adjustment.
Typically, if there's something with an adjustment like that, they show it to me a little bit differently than she did.
I mean, I kind of don't know. Is it inside her stomach, are you saying? Or
well, it's not stomach. If you imagine putting like a girdle on your ribs.
Right.
So that when you breathed in, you'd have a lot of pressure there.
Uh-huh.
That's what it feels like to her.
I wonder what would cause that.
I don't know. That's why I suggested talking either to Dr. Debbie, your vet, or to your chiropractor. But it's not all the time, so again, it's going to be one of those things that's probably going to be hard for them to figure out unless it happens to be happening while she's with them. But other than that, she does want you to know she's just totally delighted with the way you are with her. She just doesn't want you to worry so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
So welcome.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
1-866-405-8405. Toll free to our dream team, Dr. Debbie, Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, dog father Joey Villani, or Joey Turner, or Ladybug, the studio stunt dog. She's screening calls today. We'll head back to the phones right after this.
Animal Radio is brought to you by... New from Bayer Animal Health. Advantage 2 quickly kills fleas within 12 hours. Canine Advantage 2 for dogs only repels and kills ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, repels biting flies, and kills lice. Both products are waterproof and kill all flea life stages. Advantage 2 and Canine Advantage 2 are registered trademarks of Bayer.
So like my dad. My dad doesn't want to take his heart medicines to keep him alive.
I hate those drugs.
Yes, I don't like taking pills, but I recognize that there's a place for medication, and
just as
you can't all
emergency,
take an herb to cure every disease.
Yeah, I agree. When you walk down the street, fall on your head, herbs will not help. However, when you take care of this emergency situation, I think managing with the drugs, it's becoming beyond belief. People dying from side effect from the drugs, probably more from the disease.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on what disease we're talking here.
Yeah, it depends who we're talking to, of course. But regarding your specialty, I just mentioned in the break, here in Southern California, we start to see a lot of so-called integrative veterinarians who are now combining their treatment with medicine and alternative medicine as far as supplements, herbs, minerals, and homeopathy. So people, I think, in Southern California, people are rising against the drugs first in the nation.
Yeah, but the only drug that they really like is the one that you smoke and that you grow illegally. That drug they have no problem with.
Okay, don't be harshing on us Californians here. By the way, if Dr. Debbie sounds funnier than usual today, she's broadcasting live from a super secret location somewhere in the United States where there's sun and it's pet friendly. She won't tell us exactly where it is. We have to guess. But in the studio, we have Vladi, the world famous Russian dog wizard, dog father Joey Villani, and animal communicator Joy Turner. Ladybug the Studio Stunt Dog is screening calls today. Judy is off becoming a grandchild. I think this is her 7th or 8th grandchild.
Stop it. It just keeps going higher. I'm going to tell her you're adding years onto her, too.
This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by the Litter Robot. It automatically cleans the cat litter for you. You don't need any special supplies or plumbing. Just use your favorite clumping litter and never scoop dirty litter again. We know you love it so much. They offer a 90-day guarantee available at litter-robot.com. Animal Radio customers get a 15% discount with the code Animal Radio, all in lowercase. Use that when you check out at litter-robot.com. And let's head on over to line 3. See, Judy usually does this, so I'm all foot-climped today. I have George on the phone. Hi, George. How are you doing?
Oh, good, Doc. Listen, I got a question. We had a beautiful cat that just escaped one day, you know, and you couldn't catch him, and then he came back and he was weak, but, you know, still living, and so we're feeding him the rich, wet cat food and, you know, some dry, and he's gaining weight but not fast. Is there some way I could help him gain more, like, you know, is there another treatment that I could add to it?
With a cat that's gone through something like this, we don't really necessarily need to rapidly cause a weight gain. So as long as he's eating and that he's taking in good nutrition and you're seeing a positive change, we really don't try to power up these guys and try to fatten them up faster. That's where just love, you know, the protection of a good home and, you know, good nutrition will really go a long way. And, you know, if he's gotten out, some things that I always kind of think about, you know, making sure that he's viral tested, feline leukemia, feline AIDS.
His shots and his chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely make
AIDS,
sure that
doctor?
cats actually can get a type of an immunodeficiency virus. I mean, call it feline AIDS, but it's FIV. And it's usually, those diseases are usually in cats that are outside. So yeah, and especially if he's a little skinny or unthrifty looking, it's just kind of an important thing to screen for, make sure he's not showing up positive for that. Now, the other thing would be, in conjunction with that veterinary visit, is we want to do a good deworming treatment for him. Any kitty, a hunting kitty, a kitty that goes outside, they always have that risk of parasites, but you know, if he's been out on the lam for a while, we want to make sure he's well protected for that.
Okay, thank you so much.
So basically, if your vet will tell you he's fine medically, just put him in the great nutrition. We always recommend Stella and Chews, and add some great multivitamin supplementation, put him on digestive enzymes, add probiotic, and your cat gonna live for many years.
It's Vlade, the world-famous Russian cat wizard. He's actually learning a lot about cats. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by the doctor, too. She was scared to suggest any drugs this time. She just said, okay, let's do a little bit nutritional stuff first.
Hey, I'm not always pushing pills at patients. You know, there's just a point in time when just a good diet is all you need. So.
Okay. You know, we're sometimes fighting with each other about this thing, but, you know, we have a lot of in common, so that's a good fight. Oh, Georgia, how I love you. I can only imagine what we could do together on TV.
Oh, we'd be unstoppable.
You're unstoppable on radio. I noticed you have the Deluxe Pro Series kit in your hand today. Are we giving one of these away?
I hope so. You know, unless I can keep it. I keep it?
Well, I'll tell you what. You can keep one, but just one. I know you use it down at the office. We don't even call that office. What do you call that?
It's a salon.
It's a salon down at the salon. Get with it, Hal. Why is this such a cool kit? I mean, this is going to put you out of business eventually.
Honestly, it basically is. If Walt keeps doing what they're doing, I'll tell you what's so good about it. It's a professional quality, home grooming kit. It's basically what it is. It's a nice little kit where it comes with a real powerful clipper, and they put the right blade on it to make it safe for just the everyday pet owner to use. It comes with attachments that you can snap on, and basically you can leave the coat a little bit longer or take it off and make it shorter. It's cordless, or it don't have to be cordless. It's corded as well, so you can take it anywhere you want. It comes with a comb. It comes with a mirror so your dog can see what you're doing. And the really cool thing, it comes with a step-by-step how-to DVD.
Oh, what's on the DVD?
It just shows you, basically breaks it down and shows you how to use the clipper. It basically tells you the different coat types that you should use it on, the attachments for the comb. It's everything that if I was teaching in a Nash Academy still, that I would be teaching my students. So, they're really trying to put me out of business the more I'm thinking about this, Hal. It's, honestly, it's a really cool kit, and it's definitely worth every cent.
Now, you sent me a picture this week of a dog that you cut. The before and after picture, by the way. Totally amazing. Just unreal.
It was a Schnauzer that hadn't been groomed in a year and a half. And the dog just looked, like it had some quality underneath all that. And then once we cut it down, it looked unbelievable when it was done.
Okay, well, if you want to cut hair like Joey Villani, the Deluxe Pro Series kit from Wall is the way to go, and I have one to give away right now at 1-866-405-8405. Thanks to Wall.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
Judy is absent today. She is in Los Angeles having her, fourth grandchild? Fifth grandchild? Wow. 1-866-405-8405. The rest of the dream team, almost all here. Dr. Debbie is answering your vet medical questions from a super secret hidden location on an Animal Radio mission. She won't tell us where it is because we'd blab it, of course. Vlade is here with Mika, and so is Joey Villani, the dog father, and animal communicator Joy Turner. Stacey,
Yeah. Now, let's let Stacey to give us a tip, and after I would like to give mine.
Well, if you're single, would you use your dog to get a date with a like-minded person? Do you think that people use their dogs as date bait? I've heard guys that say get a puppy and walk around and you have 50 girls at your feet right away. I'll tell you what this new survey found. What's the best dog to use if you're trying to get a date? Coming up on Animal Radio News.
I wonder what the best dog... I'm going to stick around just for that. And what were you going to say, Vlad?
And I would like to give the tip how to become the dominant dog in your dog's eyes by using Doglish.
Doglish?
Yes.
Okay.
So number 1, cold shoulder attitude. Acknowledge your dog just 5-6 times per day and always on your terms. For instance, if you watch TV, the dog comes to you, get the dog away from you and call the dog in 5-10 minutes after. Remember, you start everything. You initiate everything. You terminate everything, and you win. Number 2, divide your house on your part of the room, which is you can go everywhere basically, and the dog's part of the room. He can go there, but he cannot go to your part of the room. Basically, we're setting no-go room. Put your dog's toys.
That's kind of like how I had my childhood with my sister. You stay on that side of the room, and I stay on my side.
Exactly, Dr. Davey. You sounds like you are underwater. Where are you at located?
Good try, but the sun is shining here.
Okay. That's all you're going to say.
That's all I'm giving you, man.
Yeah, so basically, put your toys in that room, your dog's toys in that room, and let the leash dragging by your dog for a while. And if he goes in that room, step on the leash, get him away from that room. Boy, that things works. And of course, obedience training 2 times per day by doing proactively. Implementing proactively those tips, you're not going to act reactively because your dog otherwise will confuse your kindness for weakness, will bored, and the only jobless, and the only job he will find just to drive you crazy.
I'm writing all of this down. I'm going to put it over at the website, okay?
I don't think those tips going to really work for the cats. What do you think, Hal?
But you keep trying to cross over into cat world, Vlad, and I don't know that you can do that.
I noticed that.
I'm not sure. You don't have the cat mentality.
Yeah, I don't have a cat mentality, and every time when I say the word cat, Mika's ears are perked, because for me, cats is a great exerciser for the dogs. They must have a function. I don't think in America they have a function. You see, the dogs at least can snap somebody's ass if somebody will,
Oh my God, cats can actually, I had a cat that was a guard cat, and someone would knock on my door, and the cat would run to the door and growl, and he was a tough little fella. And so he had a job.
Well, when I live in Detroit, normally I didn't live in Detroit, but I was in suburban. But I've seen a lot of rats running back and forth in the few areas. So I definitely can assume the cat would having a great job there, unless they're gonna be killed by the rats. So you're right. I mean, sometimes I come in my client's home and dogs bark nonstop and bird just screaming on me and cat jumping from the hidden position and like a nightmare, like a war zone, and the client screaming and telling, oh, no, Vladi, don't correct the bird, don't correct the cat. This is not the bad dog. This is not the worst dog you came to train. The bad dog around the corner.
You just described my daily life. The barking, the meowing, the bird squawking, the pig squealing, you name it.
Let me describe your daily life. Some gentleman or lady, whoever, approaching with the dog, and the dog is shy, and the dog is shaking and looking suspiciously. The dog starts to growl at you and pushing its body against the owner, and the owner say, oh, that's okay. He's a little bit shy. Wouldn't you mind to handle it for me, doctor? True.
Yeah, right.
Oh, boy.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
Sans Judy Francis today is just Hal. Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, is screening your calls for Dr. Debbie. Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. Joey Villani, or animal communicator Joy Turner. And Dr. Debbie today broadcasting live from a super secret hidden location. And she won't tell us where that is. Maybe we'll find out by the end of the show.
Yeah, and I have to say that, I miss having Judy around because, there's a lot of testosterone going around.
There is a lot.
You boys just need to learn how to just settle down, be polite. We're taking callers here. We got things to do.
I'm on edge, I'll tell you, because she usually takes care of all these calls and everything, and that's all up to me and Stacy today. Stacy, what are you working on?
There's been some really great inventive programs that have come up with dogs to rehabilitate them so that they can get back into society and not be stuck at an animal shelter and deemed as violent or whatever. There's pit bull rescues. There's prisons that are incorporating dogs in their prison system. Well, now San Francisco's created a new program to help with the homeless people in the city. They're teaming up dogs and letting the panhandlers foster the dogs. I'll tell you about it coming up on Animal Radio News.
Let's go to Jeff. And Jeff, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
What's going on? I have Dr. Debbie she's not right here, but she's somewhere in the United States. We know that.
Yes, I was wanted to find out some information about my kitty. I have a cat that I've had now. She's about 3 years old, and I've had her, and she was ever since she was a little bitty thing, and I, matter of fact, bottle fed her and everything else. And just recently, I've decided to get another cat in the house. Because I'm on the road a lot, usually gone 48 hours at a time. So I didn't want to leave her there by herself.
Okay, yeah.
I ended up going and getting another cat, and she is, about a year and a half old. And I'm trying to integrate the two. And so far, I'm not sure exactly how to do it with my schedule the way it's been.
And are you having any difficulties with the introduction? Are they having any spats, hissing, any displays?
Well, when I first brought the other one home, I had read up a little bit about, they shouldn't see each other and stuff like that, but I only had a limited amount of time to do that. So I went on and introduced them the very next day to each other. And, of course, I got the hissing back and forth with them and such, and I thought, well, okay, that's going to be okay. And then the one stayed in the back part of the apartment, and the other one stayed in the front. And they kind of just, if they'd look at each other, they kind of just hiss at each other, but they kind of just stayed away from each other. And this morning I realized, starting yesterday evening, and this morning, the older one, she is starting to go after the new kitty. And so I don't think she really wants to hurt her, but at the same time, I think she's trying to let her know that she's alpha, I guess. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure how to handle that situation.
I'm going to say that you're going to have to back up here because when we do throw two cat personalities together, suddenly, very abruptly, you are just waiting to see what's going to boil over on your pot, on that stove. And sometimes it goes well, and we don't have problems, and other times we set up for that pot just boiling over and burning your hands. And you're going to get to the situation where if we're already seeing the one cat going after the other aggressively, you've already got some patterns starting here. So I would definitely, this may be really challenging since you aren't immediately there a lot of the time. But what I recommend, the first things when we introduce cats is we do visual separation. Completely different rooms. We let them smell each other through the rooms. We share bedding eventually, so you move maybe some towels or blankets from one room where the cat's sleeping to the other one. We do that gradually. They got to get used to the senses of the other cat, the smell, the sounds of him through the other side before you throw them in together. And you do that gradual introduction. Now, the thing we need to do during this is cats, they're different. We can't say sit, and they're going to sit just because they want to please us. We need to please them. So the way to use food to your best advantage. And so with cats, when we're trying to introduce them to each other, you want to make meal feeding where you set the food down in the zone where you're introducing the cats, maybe through a closed door, maybe through a screen door, maybe through a large baby gate. But you want to do that, and the food needs to be the positive reinforcement for the kitties' experience together. So that every time they eat, hey, look, this cat's right here. This is a good thing. And that food is taken away at other times so that they can't go and eat without the presence of that cat. That way you train your kitty that this is a great idea. Hey, this cat, every time he's around, man, I get a meal. So this is pretty cool. So you want to do that. And back up to that, I'm also going to ask you to get a pheromone diffuser in the zone where you're introducing the cats. And pheromones are those scent hormones that every species has. Humans have them. We just don't acknowledge our behavior with that. So for cats, there's a pheromone that helps to calm and relax them, and it can help with new cat introductions. So get one of those, put that, you can pick those up at pet stores at your veterinary offices, and put that in. It's like a little plug-in air freshener. Put that in when you're introducing the kitties in these areas. Now, gradually, we're going to work to putting them together more and more, and we may have to use some supervision with that as you're getting to that point. If we start to have aggressive displays, it's best to stop, to cease that. Now, cat behavior is somewhat similar to dogs, that we want to read their nonverbal communication. We want to look at the ear position. We want to look at their eyes and the movement of the tail. So if we see a kitty that's unsettled and unhappy about a situation, they're going to put their ears back. They may crouch down. That tail may whip low, fast from side to side. That's an uneasy cat. And if you push that cat into that new introduction with that other cat, you're going to ask for trouble. So you kind of have to become a kitty psychologist when you're watching for this. And then with time, weeks, months maybe, we can get most cats to introduce and to acclimate to each other. But, the honest truth is, just like my old college roommate, sometimes you just can't get two cats to get along.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hey, look, I totally agree with the Dr. Davy said, everything. And when you see those signals, what she said, about they're about to fight, you can use my device, Pet Convincer. It works for the cats amazingly. Pet Convincer. Push the button, air comes out, it will startle them immediately. But again, this is addressing the symptoms.
You gotta watch though, because you don't want to create another thing that gets their anxiety up. So
yeah, that's what I'm
thinking. You gotta know the right cat for that. So.
Yeah. Thanks for
it
your
works. It really works. We use it for the cats.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for your call there. We appreciate that. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with the Dream Team. Dr. Debbie broadcasting from a super secret location today. We don't know where it is. It is somewhere in the United States. She is taking your calls at 1-866-405-8405. The rest of the Dream Team is here, well, except for Judy. She's off in Los Angeles today, becoming a grandmother for the 4th or 5th time over. I don't know how can she be that old. She can't be that old. This portion of Animal Radio.
I'm going to tell her you said that.
No, she'll never hear it. Don't tell her. Please, pretty, please. I'll go get you coffee. Next time you're here, I'll make you breakfast. Animal Radio is brought to you by Vetericyn One-Stop Wound and Infection Spray for hot spots, cuts, scratches, even rashes. You can reduce your pet's recovery time up to 60% with Vetericyn. For more information, go to vetericyn.com. That's VETERICYN.com. It's great for hot spots, and they're doing a whole dealie on hot spots over at the website at vetericyn.com. We used it this week. Our little dog got a little cut, and we spray it on the cut. It keeps her from getting infected, and the cut's almost healed up. So good stuff, Vetericyn. Thanks for sponsoring Animal Radio. We're going to head back to the phones in just a second. Remember, Emmylou Harris joins us for the Season of Stars coming up in just a few minutes right here on Animal Radio.
Vetericyn, a one-step wound and infection spray that works naturally with your animal's immune system to aid in the healing process. Vetericyn reduces recovery time by up to 60% on hot spots, cuts, scratches, and even rashes. Vetericyn is non-toxic and will not sting and is safe for puppies and kittens. This safe, easy-to-apply product makes caring for your pet's wounds or infections easy. For more information, go to vetericyn.com. That's VETERICYN.com.
Fido Friendly is the travel and lifestyle magazine for you and your dog. Each issue includes hotel and destination reviews along with health and wellness topics, dog training tips, and the latest fashion trends. Pick up a copy at Borders, Barnes & Noble, Hastings, or go online to FidoFriendly.com and subscribe today. Fido Friendly is the only magazine dedicated to the travel and lifestyle of man's best friend and the one magazine your dog will thank you for.
What dog food is specifically designed to reduce the risk of cancer, settle digestive upsets, reduce scratching and shedding? Canine Caviar. What dog food reduces red tear stains and hot spots? Canine Caviar. What dog food has probiotics that reduce the chance of soft stools and have a higher calorie count for better nutrient absorption? Canine Caviar. So what are you feeding your dog? If you didn't answer Canine Caviar, visit caninecaviar.com today and get your pet started on a longer, healthier life.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Hi, this is Fred Willard on Animal Radio, and I'm begging you, spay and neuter your animals. I'm sitting up and begging. I'll roll over and play dead if you want. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go.
This is
Animal Radio.
Yeah, I could imagine a cat hearing.
Well, it works nice. It works with simple situations with one cat. When you throw two cats in together like that, what I've had happen is a negative experience with one cat. They get frightened, and so then they associate the presence of that cat with that frightening experience. And I've had cats where we can't put these cats back together, and we struggle with this because there's something that really freaked out the one cat. So that's just the caution I have with that.
Cats, as the dogs, learn by association of their body posture and your reaction. In the situation when you scream in conjunction with using this product, you can clap your hands if you want to. It's just more effective. In my practice, we've done it on the cats, and when the human says, and when the human clap their hands, when the humans push the button in conjunction with saying, they associate their changing body language, aggressive body posture with effect of negative stimulations and not with each other. So I understand can be some type of the line between, but in practically you got to do something to stop the fight. That's my point.
You know what? I'm going to let you train my dogs, but when it comes to my cats, not so much.
Let's Dr. Davey will take care of it. And by the way, Judy, your wife or mistress is not somewhere, so I'm not sure about that secret location. Maybe you're hiding Dr. Davey
you watch it,
somewhere
buddy,
in your
man.
house.
Yeah.
I'm going to come over there and clobber you. You just better just...
I wish you were here for me this time. I mean, it's just me and Vlade and Joey in the studio, and the dogs, Mika and Ladybug, the studio stunt dog. Stacy's locked herself in the studio, the newsroom. She won't come out on a bet here. This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. If you're ready to solve your litter box problems, switch on over to World's Best Cat Litter. It's the only litter that uses whole kernel corn to clump quick, scoop easy, and eliminate those nasty pet odors. It is guaranteed guarantee or your money back. Find it and get a rebate on your first bag at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/animal radio. If you're one of the first 9 callers right now, I have a 17-pound bag of either the multiple cat formula, the scented or unscented formula of World's Best Cat Litter. 1-866-405-8405. We go to Linda. Hi, Linda. I guess I got to press this button over here. Hi, Linda. How are you doing?
Hi, real good. How are you doing?
Good. I understand you want to talk to Dr. Debbie?
Yes, please.
She's right here. Well, she's somewhere.
Hi there.
Hi.
What can we do for you?
Well, I've got a couple of questions, and then I've got a situation that I hope you can answer for us here. Well, first question, we've adopted a little kitten, and she is 9 weeks yesterday. And just wondering, when do we start shots, and when should we have her spayed?
Okay. Well, usually with kitties, we do start as early as 8 weeks for vaccination. So sometimes at the shelters, they will start that series. So from there, we would want to boost about 3 to 4 weeks down the road. And for cats, we do the kitten series, their pediatric series, up till between 8 weeks to 16 weeks. So during that window of time, we need several boostings. Do you know, as far as, did they do any vaccinations, any kind of preventative care, deworming, anything like that?
We didn't get her from a shelter. There was somebody that's giving out kittens at Walmart. So.
Isn't that funny? You go shopping, you think you're going to buy laundry detergent, and you come home with a cat. So, yeah, and then the next part of your question, you were asking about spaying. So for kitties, we usually would just want to make sure we spay them before they go into their heat, into their season, which is usually about 6 months of age. So a lot of municipalities are actually passing spay-neuter laws that require that at 4 months of age, which is, for me, the youngest I would like to do that. Shelters will do that certainly earlier just because of the population concerns. But for me, as long as I'm catching a kitty between 4 to 6 months, then we're preventing that heat and that unwanted pregnancy that kind of happens like an accidental teen pregnancy. Oops. And then from there, do you have other cats already, or is she just the only cat?
We have other, so between 4 and 6 months. Now, I had picked her up off the floor at one point. We were visiting somebody, and there was like a little worm on her foot. That was several days ago, a little tiny worm. But I haven't seen a worm since. I was just concerned. I don't know if she picked something up off the floor or if she had something. And I was just wondering. But I haven't seen anything before or since. I thought I would ask you about that.
Yeah, and, that's kind of hard without seeing the little critters because there's a lot of times I'll see stool samples that folks will bring in from the backyard on their dogs, and they'll have maggots in them. Or there'll be other types of parasites that actually kind of congregate on the feces after the fact. So what I would definitely recommend is, get her in for her first kitten vaccination visit and bring a stool sample with. Because even if, we saw a worm, we can't prove if it was something from within or if it was just, something that your friend needs to work on her pest control. And then definitely, get her dewormed as well, because deworming goes right along with vaccinations for preventative care for kitties.
Okay. Well, now the hard part. Here's the story. When we brought her home last week, we have had 2 other cats. We have Eddie, who's a year and a half. He's neutered. And we have Cody, who's 9 months. We got him at 6 months from a shelter. We don't know what his history was for the first 6 months, but we had him for 3 months. Now, Cody, when we brought him home, when we brought her home and introduced her to the other 2, Eddie, the older cat, he didn't seem to really mind a whole lot, but Cody, he became very aggressive. With Eddie, the older cat, he lashed out at him. He lashed out at her. He went after her like he was going after a rabbit. I mean, very aggressive, very angry, and to the point where he took off. And we don't understand why. Yeah, he's gone. We haven't seen him since.
Okay. Yeah, and every time we add more cat personalities to the home, we definitely have more risk that we're going to have social issues with these guys. So the presence of that new kitty, I'm just kind of proposing here that kind of set off a whole cascade of territorial issues that we're going to have. Now, do your cats normally go outside and stay inside?
Normally they're all inside.
They're all inside. He just got out somehow?
They might step outside the doorway a little bit with us, but, right around just the front door. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, well, certainly I hope he comes back. And if he does, what we definitely need to do is we need to do a gradual introduction of the new kitty and allow the established cats to keep their territory, keep their boundaries, and not feel threatened in that. Sometimes we let these little cute guys run around the house, and, it's fun, and we like to see them play and interact, but we're actually putting them into a territory that the other cats may not feel confident that they're not going to try to take over their territory. So you need to make sure you keep that little kitty separate and do a gradual introduction. I don't know what's going to happen. If your other kitty comes back and the other two have already worked things out, that's going to be a tough reintroduction. Cats remember things like elephants. So if they have something that triggers a bad feeling, a bad social experience, they're going to remember that in the future. And if the presence of that kitten triggers that down the road, you may never, get control of the situation. So, I would definitely work slowly getting the kitten introduced to your other kitty. And, pheromones, I love using them. I've talked about them before. It's a kind of a non-medication way we can help to introduce kitties together. And definitely my heart goes out to you. I hope your baby comes home.
Thank you. Me too. But the aggression, it just really blew me away because he was just the sweetest, most loving kitty. He was very affectionate with both my husband and I, and he and Eddie got along so well, and they're buddies. And but he just turned on him. I can understand being jealous of the little kitten or something, but the way he turned on Eddie too, it just didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, and this doesn't speak anything of his aggression or lack of aggression with people. These are cat personalities, and anything in that situation that he's going to trigger, that he's going to associate with this kitten, could trigger that event. And I've had cats where they get attacked viciously by the other cat because laundry detergent fell off of a cabinet when the other cat was around. That became the negative stimulus, and the cat would never permit the other cat around it again. So, these social things go really deep, and we need to make sure that we have lots of litter boxes, lots of hiding places, a lot of the little trees. Cats need these types of resources, and they need access sources for this so that we don't have competition and they don't feel threatened when they have these new kitty personalities coming in the home. So I feel like we can go on forever about this because cat psychology is just so tricky. They are really sneaky little guys, and we can push that balance when we add more kitties into the home. So I'm sorry for your situation, and hopefully if your other kitty comes back, give me a call and we can try to work you through that reintroduction.
Thanks for your call today. We appreciate it, Linda. 1-866-405-8405. Dr. Debbie broadcasting live from a super secret location for an animal radio mission. It is in the United States, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I have my eldest Labrador, Jade, who's 13. She's here by my side, a little deaf. She can't hear me right now. She's doing great.
So you're at a dog-friendly place where it's sunny. Trying to figure it out. 1-866-405-8405. I have prizes for whoever can figure this out, okay? Inquiring minds want to know. This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Pet Stay. Where's my copy? Oh, it's a unique program for guests and their four-legged friends. Available at Flamingo, Bally's, and Harrah's Resorts in Las Vegas. Pet Stay includes the food, the water dish, the sleeping mat, dog treats, and a specialty room service menu if you didn't spoil your dog enough. Find more details at Caesars.com/PetStay Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, from American Idol, Taylor Hicks is playing tonight through August 21st. My wife has pictures of Taylor Hicks all around the house. I don't know if I should be jealous or not. $29.99. Should I be jealous?
I don't know. I think that's almost a little creepy when you get into adulthood, isn't it?
Well, she has it she has one in the bathroom, then she has one right above the bed. And that's the one that freaks me out the most.
That's a little strange.
That is.
Yeah.
He's playing at the Indigo in Bally's, Las Vegas, and you can bring your dogs, of course. The Pet Stay program at Caesars Palace, Paris, Planet Hollywood, Harrah's, Flamingo, Bally's, Rio, and Imperial Palace Resorts in Las Vegas. Thank you, Pet Stay, for sponsoring Animal Radio.
Hi, this is Principal Enzo Borghese on Animal Radio. Please remember to spay and neuter your animals.
Maybe your dog can sit. Maybe he can roll over. Maybe he can even play dead. But when you tell him to stay, he's never done it like this. Caesars Palace, Paris, and Planet Hollywood Resorts in Las Vegas proudly announce pet-friendly accommodations. Our new Pet Stay program includes in-room accommodations for up to 2 dogs, food and water dishes, sleeping mat, dog treats, specialty room service menus, and more. Book your stay at Caesars.com/PetStay Las Vegas or call 800-427-7247.
Hey, this is Sean Hayes on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your pets.
This is an Animal Radio News Update.
I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Well, whether warranted or not, deep down, people who love animals instinctively believe that they can trust a fellow animal lover. Taking that premise a little further, both women and men have a lot of preconceived notions about what their favorite breed of dog says about them to the opposite sex. Would you use your Dalmatian to get a date with a like-minded person? Do people use their dogs as date bait? A recent survey about what breeds are attractive to the opposite sex that was done by Kloof, a mobile app for pet lovers, revealed that if attracting a date is your goal, you can't go wrong with retrievers. It's a popular breed for both sexes. According to the survey results that were based on responses from 1,000 pet owners and non-owners between the ages of 18 and 33, the top dog breed to attract a man is a golden retriever, followed by labs, chihuahuas, poodles, and beagles. For women, top breed of dog to attract them to a man is a German shepherd, followed by a golden retriever, a lab, husky, and French bulldog. Filmmaker Danny Boyle's come under fire for planning to include live animals in the opening ceremony of the London Olympics. Campaigners are branding his idea exploitive. The Slumdog Millionaire director recently unveiled plans to include real grass, soil, and farmyard creatures at the ceremony. It's going to kick off the international sporting event in London this month. He's set to include 12 horses, 10 chickens, 70 sheep, 9 geese, but his project has been criticized by animal rights activists, saying that it's just going to terrorize these animals. Many of those animals, especially the sheep, are likely to just go crazy. It's exploitive and potentially cruel, said Justin Kurswell, a campaign director for one of the animal rights activists. Puppies have some pretty magical powers, the ability to look cute from all angles, the ability to pee whenever they want or wherever they want. Now, they also have the power to address San Francisco's panhandling problem. The city will initiate a new program August 1st, believed to be the first of its kind in the country, WOOF, which is wonderful opportunities for occupants and FIDOs. It encourages homeless individuals to give up panhandling. In exchange, they'll receive a small stipend to foster problematic puppies until they're ready for adoption. Bevan Duffy, who's San Francisco's point person on homeless issues, said that his goal is to try and help both the city and the animals. San Francisco Animal Care and Control will screen potential foster parents to ensure that they're a good fit, they're not mentally ill, and that they aren't hoarders or don't have any history of violence and aren't seeking treatment for addiction. They also promise to stop panhandling. If they're caught begging with the puppy, the animal's taken back to the shelter. But in exchange for the approved applicant, they will get $50 to $75 a week, as well as several training sessions, regular check-ins, all the dog food, toys, leashes, and vet care that they need. And as the program expands, the people will ideally be trained in grooming, dog walking, or other animal-related skills so they can actually join the regular workforce again. Sounds like a win-win for everybody. I'm Stacy Cohen. Get more animal breaking news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update. Get more at animalradio.com.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
Well, hello, Emmylou Harris.
Hello, Hal.
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
Just fine.
12-time Grammy winner Emmylou Harris joining us. Not a lot of people know this. You actually are devoting your life to animals more than anybody I know.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, the animals that kind of
wriggle their way into my heart. You know, actually, my whole life, but I find I have, I have the time and the opportunity to give back a little bit to these critters that have given me so much.
Well, you have a special dog that travels with you on the road, huh?
Well, I have one. I have two now, actually. Wow. But all this work that I'm doing right now was inspired by a dog named Bonaparte that I got in 2002, and he was a year old. I got him from Nashville Humane, and he ended up traveling with me for 10 years and sleeping in my room. At home. So he was my constant companion. And I lost him in 2002. And we had other animals. I mean, we have quite a menagerie here, but he was my special guy.
Well, you made a legend out of him, didn't you? You created
mini legend, maybe. He's, in honor of him, his memory. I started what I call Bonaparte's Retreat, which is just a very small animal rescue, dog rescue that I do in my backyard. Really, 3 dogs at a time, although right now we've got 4. It's hard to say no when we're taking dogs. Right now, we started taking dogs, fostering for Nashville Humane, and I'm still very connected to them and their excellent work they do here in the community. They have the Rover, which is the spay and neuter, the mobile clinic that goes around and does the free spay and neutering, which is so important to all these issues we talk about. But I took one dog a while back from when I had a vacancy. I took one from Metro Animal Control, where the dogs have a small window of time before they're euthanized for no other reason than they run out of time. And there were just so many of them that gradually I end up, now this is what I do. I just adopt them from the Nashville from Metro Animal Control. And then they're my responsibility, and we screen the people that come through. And I'm actually affiliated now with Happy Tails Humane, which is for now a series of foster homes, but we're in the process now of raising money to have a permanent facility for Happy Tails. But I will still always have my Bonaparte's Retreat here in my backyard for a small number of dogs. You wish you could do more because I'm happy to have them get good, loving homes, and we really do get to know the people and where they go. And a lot of times we keep track of a lot of these dogs through email, and even the people that work with me even go for home visits just to keep in touch. And if people are agreeable to that, because you do get attached.
Sure.
Yes.
But the hard part is the animals that you have to leave behind, and are probably going to be euthanized because they have, when I go there with if I have a vacancy and I go to get a dog, there's obviously a lot more than just one dog.
Oh, yes.
Whose time has run out, and you just kind of go, oh well, is it better to get a male or a female? Or it's really heartbreaking. It's so difficult to make that decision, and you just have to kind of wear blinders because you're so limited. We're hoping that we can get more people to foster.
You started early doing that and volunteering.
I really got involved, after Bonaparte died. Actually, it was a while after that, because I was in some pretty serious grieving, as I'm sure your listeners will understand. And then I don't know how long it was after I lost Bonaparte, I saw an HBO special called Shelter Dog.
Yes.
That really was one of those epiphanies, sort of life-changing events where I saw what this woman had done. She'd bought this motel in upstate New York and just on her own just started the shelter. And I was so moved by what she had done. And I started looking at my big backyard, with a different eye. I said, I could build some dog runs. I could, I have the space here and I can do this. I do believe that animals are given to us to make our lives better, and also it's kind of a bit of a test. Like, it's almost like God says, if you can't get this one right, I don't even want to know yet. Because animals don't do anything for spite. You know, they don't do anything out of, they don't hold grudges. And if we can't get along with animals and do the basic, simple things to just make their lives good.
Well, they teach us a lot of lessons, too.
They teach us a lot of lessons, but I'm saying they teach us how to be good people. I really believe, and then they just give us back so much. They enrich our lives in so many ways. So, I just think that one of the biggest problems we have is that there are just too many and not enough homes. It's actually a math problem, and that's why spaying and neutering is just so important.
And fostering, like you said, if Emmylou Harris can do it, and you have a tight schedule with touring, but you find time in between to do this, then just about anybody can do it, right?
Well, I don't know if anybody can do it, but
that loves it.
If you can't, if you can just volunteer a couple of hours a week at your local shelter, or especially, I think, the dog pounds where the dogs can, have such a short window of time and possibly are going to be euthanized, to at least walk with them and pet them and socialize with them and give them some kind of contact. Mm-hmm. If you can't take them into your homes, and you could go there, because people in the shelters, they're overwhelmed. And as a community, we have to come together to, legislate and educate, but also people can actually take themselves there and say, what can I do? This is a problem that can be solved. That's the frustrating thing about it.
Yes.
There's so many problems in the world that we think, what are we going to do? I don't know. It's overwhelming. But really, with spaying and neutering, we can pretty much eliminate the homeless dog and cat population in this country.
Not only does spaying and neutering reduce the population, but it increases the odds for your pet health-wise.
Right.
Your pet will be healthier and live longer, so there's so many reasons to do it. Emmylou Harris joining us. Check her out, emmylou.net.
Yeah, and pull up Bonaparte's Retreat.
Check it out. A wonderful fostering operation in memory of Bonaparte.
Hi, this is Park Overall. I'm just thrilled about Animal Radio. Please, spay and neuter your animals. Please.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
There's no doubt that it's a great time to be alive. Our grandparents could only imagine smartphones, GPS tracking, robotic vacuums, and the litter robot. Yes, I said the litter robot. Technology that automatically cleans the litter box for you. No more nasty litter boxes to stink up the house, and always a clean, safe place for your kitties to do their business. It's so efficient and earth-friendly that you'll use half the litter, saving both time and money. And the litter robot doesn't need any special waste receptacles, chemicals, or plumbing. Just use your favorite clumping litter. This is how it works. 7 minutes after your cat uses the litter robot, the patented litter sifting system automatically empties the waste directly into a bag-lined waste drawer, leaving a clean bed of litter for the next use. We know you'll love it so much, we offer a 90-day guarantee. You're on the cutting edge of technology, so why are you still cleaning the litter box the old-fashioned way? Step up to the self-cleaning litter robot. Available online at litterrobot.com. That's litter-robot.com.
You love your pets, but should anything ever happen to your furry friend, could you really afford it? With pet insurance from ProtectYourBubble.com, you can get up to 90% reimbursement for covered charges. Use any licensed vet and cancel at any time. Let us help you care for your pet with pet insurance that covers accidents and illnesses. Visit ProtectYourBubble.com for a quick quote or call us at 855-792-7387. That's 855-792-7387. Underwritten by United States Fire Insurance Company. Coverage may vary by state.
What dog food is specifically designed to reduce the risk of cancer, settle digestive upsets, reduce scratching and shedding? Canine Caviar. What dog food reduces red tear stains and hot spots? Canine Caviar. What dog food has probiotics that reduce the chance of soft stools and have a higher calorie count for better nutrient absorption? Canine Caviar. So what are you feeding your dog? If you didn't answer Canine Caviar, visit caninecaviar.com today and get your pet started on a longer, healthier life.
It's Animal Radio. 1-866-405-8405. Yeah. This one is a tweet, and this is also for Vlade. They want to find a dog that is smart, that they can train. They want to know what the dumbest breeds are. What are the dumb ones they should stay away from? That's what they wrote here, ladies and gentlemen. What are the most dumb breeds?
Stay away from the Frenches, not the people, from the French Bulldog. They like to argue a lot, and not the smartest to train. Afghan, that's another one, would be on my blacklist. And from the small breeds, well, I'm not the best fan of, let's say, sausage dog. I don't think they're the smartest one.
You mean the wiener dog, the dachshund?
Yeah, dachshund, dachshund. Yeah, I call them sausage dog.
Okay.
No, you can't say dachshund. That's what you call them, sausage dog.
Sausage dog, we call them. Plus, they're biting people a lot, doctor. You know that. If somebody comes to his dachshund.
We just got my in-laws a dachshund puppy, 8 weeks old, and he's a little terrorist. Oh, my gosh.
And of course, it's your mother-in-law fault. I understand that. That's all my clients tell. Yeah, but they're the little terrorists. And as a matter of fact, statistically, they're biting people much more than any other breeds people.
This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Protect Your Bubble. You can get help with those large vet bills with Protect Your Bubble. Find pet insurance with great coverage for less than $1 a day. Yes, you heard me right. Great coverage for less than $1 a day. Isn't your pet worth it? Don't get caught off guard with some catastrophic disease that you can't pay for. Protect Your Bubble. Funny name, great insurance. ProtectYourBubble.com.
Another party animal on Animal Radio. I'm your party animal, Vinnie Penn. A friend of mine calls me up over the weekend and said he's been seeing a new girl. And he says, we were having a great time. I was actually over her house. She's a mom, and he was playing Yankees Monopoly. And I said, you're getting pretty deep in, my man. You're hanging out. It's the mother. It's the daughter. You're playing board games. You're getting knee deep in there. And he goes, well, I don't know how much more. And I said, well, why? He said, well, she put her daughter to bed. And we were sitting there talking, nice New England fire roaring, a very Norman Rockwell scenario, I would imagine, the 2010 version. And he said, and I had to find a genteel way to just say to her, hey, FYI, there's half a mouse and some vomit on your floor. And she said, excuse me? And he goes, yeah, just, if you were going to go in the kitchen and get a refresher glass of wine or anything, there's half a mouse and some vomit on your floor. He proceeds to tell me, and she gets up, she has 3 cats who are just always running into the house with either a bird, wings still flapping in its mouth, or what's left of a mouse, and they typically then proceed to vomit. And he's like, well, bye-bye. Yet another case of multiple cats equals single forever. It could even explain the divorce and her being a single mom. I remember there was a girl that I dated many, many years ago. One time, same thing happened. Just sitting around the house. This is when we were kids, and her cat just came walking in, with a bird. It looked like it was fresh from the cat Burger King. It had ketchup all over its face, and yet it wasn't ketchup. It was bird blood. 3 savage cats leaving the remains of a mouse around the house may equal Eleanor Rigby. Vinnie Penn, party animal, Animal Radio.
Welcome, my friend. It is Animal Radio, celebrating our connection with our pets. 1-866-405-8405. That is toll-free to animal communicator Joy Turner, dog father Joey Villani, Vlade the world-famous Russian dog wizard, Mika the perfect dog, or Dr. Debbie, who is on super secret hidden Animal Radio mission today. You won't tell any of us where you are.
No, I'm keeping this to myself.
See, that's what we were saying. It's a little KGB-ish.
Kind of sounded Dracula-like, I think.
That was Dracula? See, I can't tell if Dracula was Russian, because they do sound...
You sounds like you are underwater or something. in the bunker.
Yeah. Yes, maybe.
I got a call for Vladi right here. This is, Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, long story short, we have a 7-year-old border collie, female, spayed, and then we have a 2-year-old spayed female yellow lab. And I've had dogs my whole life, so I kind of know, about dominance. And from the beginning, the yellow lab has wanted to be dominant. So, just pushing her out of the way. She's acting more like a herding dog than the border collie. Mm-hmm. She cuts Sally off. So, when we first got her, I would let the older dog out first, try to teach pecking order a little bit. And it worked for a while, but now she's back to doing it again. The poor dog can't walk across the floor without the yellow lab trying to cut her off.
So, basically, she's cutting the yellow lab, not the yellow lab cutting her, no?
Yes, the yellow lab, the younger dog, is trying to... We can't let them out at the same time in the backyard, because she just basically doesn't even allow the older dog, the border collie, do her business.
Both of them females?
Both of them females, both of them neutered. And I know the yellow lab is still, kind of an idiot. She's a big puppy, and I just kind of want to break her of this.
Okay, and when she does that, what the border collie does? She just doesn't want to get into the fight?
She stops and goes the other way.
Davey, you have two news, bad news and the good news. And the bad news you're having because of your fault.
Okay.
And the bad news is you should never, ever have two females in one household. I mean dogs.
Seriously?
Because the fighting among two females, it's the worst in the world. 10 times worse than among the males. The females fighting if they're fighting. You don't have it. But I am passing the step doors of my clients thousands times in 5 countries around the world. And I've seen so many accidents and so many things in my life. So every time when somebody call me and tell me about the stories, it's like momentarily I'm switching off so many examples. Just I visualize everything what happened in the past. So,
but they're not fighting. They're not fighting.
I got it.
They
right now they're not fighting
really
that
well. They play.
Yeah, I got it.
It's more me than anybody. It just annoys me.
I know. But look, the first dog fights start not instantly. That's happening. It's a process to that. First, you allow the dog run around. They looks like they have so much energy. They're hyperactive. They're chasing each other. Cutting off, after barking if someone knocks the door or they see someone passing your backyard, after they start to competing for attention for the humans or toys, and eventually,
yes, I agree.
And eventually something happens. So I do respect you have dogs, but trust me, you're talking to the ultimate, one of the few dog trainers in the whole world with such a tremendous experience. I looks funny, maybe talks funny, but when it comes to the business, I'm very serious man, and I'm dealing with the cases just a few people can touch. So this is about the bad news. The good news is like you said, you didn't get into the big trouble up to this point. And plus, you have 2 breeds which is supposed to be good, especially Lab. Lab's supposed to be the Democrat dog. He loves everyone, thinks everyone is a good guy. He wants to have a peace with everyone. Of course, far from being biased to race or color or whatever, but I have to tell you, the color of the Lab is affecting their personalities. Black Lab normally is the best. Of course, English Lab better than American. It's not because Russians will never say anything good about Americans. English Lab is very calm, normal. American, very hyper. But the Black Lab normally is the best. They never have any aggressive behavior. At least I haven't seen in my life. Chocolate Lamb has allergy, or Dr. Davey can agree with me or on that, or he's just dumb. The yellow lab or white lab, if somebody call me with any type of aggression, that's going to be your yellow or white lab. That's a little bit, especially for the people, but sometimes for the dogs too. But in general, lab is the sweetheart. I love that breed. So how to turn into the best? With one thing for you to consider: sleeping together, working together, and eating together. I would like to write it down.
I'm listening.
You see, you even interrupt my point. Eating together, working together, and sleeping together create social bond. So what I would do, get 2 crates and put the dogs together, and they're not gonna live in the crate, but I'm gonna put them periodically, before training, after training, maybe through the night. They need to sleep together side by side. The crates must be metal. Eating together. I start to feed them like you do, but I want to make sure food is on the floor for 1 minute while they do sit-stay. And after I will let them eat simultaneously and working together. That is the crucial. If you, Davey, will diminish their social status, don't care who is the alpha right now. You are the alpha and you are not right now. You can achieve the status by implementing firm obedience training. Train one dog separately on all walking manners. Sit, stay, calm down, and after have 2 dogs at the same side. And go to your backyard, Davey. Go to the area where your dogs is showing negative behavior and work in that particular area. By working in that way, you kill many birds with one stone. You, number one, you are establishing yourself as authoritative figure. Number 2, you're diminishing your dog's social position. Number 3, you are marking your territory without peeing all over. This is your backyard now. Okay?
I will definitely give it a real try. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
Baby, thank you.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can check us out on Facebook at Animal Radio or tweet us at Animal Radio, or the old-fashioned way, send us email at yourvoice@animalradio. Still don't know where Dr. Debbie's checking in with us from today, but she will be back in studio next week along with Nancy Cartwright, Bart Simpson joining us coming up.
Dr. Debbie, I have a green tea for you when you come in. I will brew for you the great Japanese green tea.
Green tea?
He's trying to turn me into an herbalist instead of a veterinarian.
Sure. I think he's trying to turn you into his second wife. I want to thank Emmylou Harris for joining us today. We'll see you next week for more Animal Radio right here on this fine station.
This is Animal Radio Network.